Welcome to the Write.Publish.Market podcast. If you're a business owner thinking a book would be a great marketing asset for your business, you're in the right place. Maybe you've already committed, even better. I'm your host, Jodi Brandon, book publishing strategist and partner for business owners, CEOs, and entrepreneurs, and 20-plus year veteran of the book publishing industry. On the Write.Publish.Market podcast, in addition to learning from me and other industry experts, you'll hear from other business owners about their experiences as we explore all facets of writing, publishing, and marketing a book that will help your business grow in ways you might not even be dreaming of yet. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, friends. Welcome to this latest episode in the Write.Publish.Market book revision special series that we're doing here. Let me tell you where we are with the book revision. So I was hoping to be into the writing by now, but that's okay. Got to roll with the punches, right? We talk about everything. It's a working schedule. It's a working table of contents. It's a working all the things. So what I found in doing my research in all of the things that I want to update, things that need to be updated. And then you get into, you start going through, line by line, section by section, and you're like, oh, I write that a little bit better. I could change that word. So I found that there was a little more of that kind of work than I was originally anticipating. So no big deal. Obviously, let's get it right. So what I've done at this point and what I'm doing at this stage, my goal for this stage is a revised working table of contents for the third edition. So if you've been following along, I went through and I was, getting all of that information broken into the three phases of the book, for the three parts of the book: write, publish, market, right? So I've done all of that. And so now what I'm doing is taking my table of contents as it exists right now from the second edition, and then sort of assigning all of the new material to chapters. So, if I have a new statistic on, self-publishing with Amazon versus self-publishing, with some other publishing company or hybrid publisher or whatever, that's going to go in what chapter in part 2, publish. So this is the kind of like the messy middle of this part, right? Of the prep phase, because it's tedious. It is tedious. I'm not going to pretend that it's not. But once that's finished, I'm going to have a revised working table of contents, and then I can actually get into the writing phase, which is what I have scheduled for the next couple of weeks. So that's the important thing. That's where I'm keeping my eye on the prize, right? I want to be done with this prep phase and I want to move into the actual writing revision. Revision's a little bit like putting a puzzle together sometimes. You've got these pieces that are existing and then you've got to get the new material in there. So where does it go? Where does it fit the best? Does that then require anything else to be moved around? So it's definitely, a working, living project at this point. But I don't mind the tedious work. Personally, I enjoy researching. I, like many of my clients, it's hard to know when to stop, right? Because of course, I could read 500 more books about writing and publishing and marketing a book. I could read, listen to 300 more podcast episodes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's constantly new information coming out that I could use to, update a statistic, shape the way that I want to think about something, et cetera, et cetera. So, I feel I'm definitely feeling my client's pain as far as that goes, but I'm excited to wrap that stage up and move on to the actual, writing and revising. The other things that I'm doing at this point, so I'm not in the place yet where I have, those pockets of time that I talk about that come during the production stage, like when the book is with a copy editor, I've got that pocket of time to work on, launch plans and marketing and all of the things. So I'm not there yet, but I am using or creating, I guess, little pockets of time to start to think about my publishing plan. For example, I plan to self-publish again by choice. I've never done a pre-order before, but now I think I'm going to do a pre-order this time. So I need to start, if I'm going to do those things, I need to start getting some momentum there and getting those things into place so that they're ready when the time comes. And then I'm also starting to think about my book team. Who do I need on my book team? The editor I used last time, for example, the copy editor that I used, she's no longer an editor. So I need to find, a new copy editor, which obviously will not be difficult for me. I know plenty of those. But I need to start thinking about that, getting people lined up. When do I want to have this book launch? Obviously, October is, sort of a go-to time for evergreen type of business development, anything in the organizational productivity kind of arena. October is a big month for that. Hey there, business owner and aspiring or published author. Sorry to interrupt this episode. Just wanted to check in and see if you're subscribed to Coffee and Commas, my email newsletter, where I share behind the scenes, industry info, and much more about writing, publishing, and marketing a book for your business. Sign up at bit.ly/coffee and commas sign up. That's all lowercase. Now back to the show. And I also like the idea of October is when I've published the first edition and the second edition, because it's one, people are starting to think about planning for the next year. People are starting to think about, client gifts for the next year, gifts in general for people for the holiday season coming up. So it's nice to that's a good time of year. So that's my plan again. So, then I've got to reverse engineer that schedule and see who's on the book team, when are they available, all of the things. So, but the next immediate step for me is going to be actually writing the new material and then, sort of revising what's already there so that I can get that manuscript moving right along. So I'm going to be doing that in three. I do it separately in the write stage, the publish stage, and the market stage. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case for every book. It doesn't always work that way. But my topic happens to have those, three pretty clear delineations. So I can treat it as three little mini projects. And that's how I've set up my writing schedule. So that's where we are. The next time I come at you with one of these book revision update episodes, hopefully I will be deep in the throes of writing and revision. And if I'm not, then something has gone awry. So I like where I am. I've built enough buffer time into the schedule that my initial schedule, that the research phase taking longer has not thrown things off course. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot of writing this spring. So that's where we are. I hope you've enjoyed this update. I hope you enjoy following along on the book revision process. And until next time, happy writing, my friends. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Write.Publish.Market podcast. I know just how busy business owners and CEOs' schedules are, and I'm grateful you've taken some time out of yours to spend with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, take a quick screenshot and share it on social to let others know you're listening. Use the hashtag Write.Publish.Market to spread the love.